Hi guys, my name is Donnie and welcome to my backyard. As you guys know, I am in between projects. I finished with the BMW. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, but I thought that I would show you the projects that I've got lined up that still need to become cars. And I thought I'd start with this bus that I got. It's a school bus, and I thought I would do basically the same kind of thing that they do with the yellow buses or the short buses in America. Make some kind of a camp out of it, but I want to keep the outside as it is to give it the same look that I got on my rat rod, and do a proper drivetrain suspension chassis from a modern truck, and maybe put some air suspension on it and so on. I want to make the interior like a camper type of vehicle, so like I said, so I want to put a bed in there and a toilet and all the other kinds of amenities, and make it rather luxurious on the inside and keep it the same on the outside. Maybe just put a awning on there that can open up, and we want to use this one to go to car shows and just enjoy ourselves, listen to some music, and maybe I can put a trailer on there and draw one of the other old cars to the shows. And my father also got a nice idea of putting a staircase on there and put like a kind of a veranda on the top, so that we can sit there under some umbrellas and just enjoy a day out at the motor shows. Anyway guys, let's move on to the next one. That Cadillac is not one of them. Unfortunately, we got this Cadillac. It's a 1965 Brough, I think, but it's too far gone. It's rusted all over. That front glass broke and the interior got rotten, unfortunately, because that was the only good part on the car. So I don't know, it'll just become a donor one day. Unfortunately, that's one of the few things that I don't think I'm gonna ever come around to restoring. But let's go on to the other cars. Right guys, this is a 1929 Chevrolet pickup truck. Which makes it very nice is all the metal work is here basically, because what you don't see, or the stuff that I'm missing, is supposed to be made out of wood. I'll show you guys a picture on a skin of what it could look like, something that I got off the internet. But yeah, this is how I enjoy my projects. If it's in this condition, it is rather rewarding to restore something from this and make it new and restored. That's how I like it. But guys, this is also something that I'm looking forward to. I'll be doing this in the not so distant future. I want to restore this pickup, but before I do that, there's a couple of other cars that needs to be done first. And speaking of which, this is a Ford 20M, or in Europe they were called, I believe, the Taunus or something like that. But this is also a very nice two-door, could almost call it a hot rod type of thing. And they make these cars very beautiful. It's got a 3-liter V6 motor in it, but this is also going to be quite the project to do. I want to put maybe some racing stripes on it, and just give it that typical hot rod muscle car look. Even though it's not a true muscle car, this thing's gonna haul ass and it's gonna look pretty when I'm done with it. Guys, even though it doesn't look like much, this is a Chochomobile, the original Chochomobile. There were a few variants of this car, and this is one of them. This one has got the engine in the front and not at the back, and my idea was to make this my very first electric conversion car. But in the meantime, we have managed to source the original two-cylinder or flat two-cylinder engine that comes in this car. It's basically the predecessor of the BMW motorcycle engines. So yeah, we're gonna put the original engine back in this one and put some new seats in there and stuff like that. And I think I want to make this car like a resto mod type of thing. Give it some modern wheels and just give it a modern paint job, not cut into it too much, but just give it a nice clean modern feel. I'm looking forward to that because it's a smaller car, and these are the kinds of projects that I enjoy doing in my workshop. Let's go to the next. Guys, this is a Ford Model A. It's basically got everything there, just rusted and taken apart. and now it's become a storeroom. But this Ford must also one day, it's a Phaeton, so it doesn't have any windows, but it's got a collapsible roof. This is also got to become a car in the near future. It looks daunting, but I think this is also going to be a nice project. I've done a couple of projects that looked like this when I started off with them, and they gave me the best results. It was the most rewarding, because looking at the pictures of what it used to look like and what it looks like now is very, very rewarding. But guys, I'm not going to be doing that one next. Let me just show you another one or two, and then we can go to the project that I've got lined up next. Guys, this has got to be the one thing that I'm looking forward to most. This is a E30 two-door BMW. It's got the newer shaped plastic bumpers and the larger rear brake lights. I call this my Eleanor because I've had 4 of these E30s in different variants and shapes, from an IS to convertibles and so on. They either got stolen, or I was in accidents with them, wrote them off, had to sell them. Unfortunately, I cannot seem to keep an E30 for myself, and I think this one is going to be the one. I've got a lot of plans with this thing. This is going to be a super nice car, super build, rodded out to the extreme. I want to put something like a 335 twin turbo motor in there or something like that. I want to modernize everything, put some nice suspension on there. I want to basically take a newer 3 Series BMW or a 1 Series and strip this thing completely and put everything on there. I don't think I'm going to do the M3 wide body conversion. I'm not a big fan of it. I do love it, but I really like that M-Tech body kit that becomes so popular in South Africa. In South Africa, we call this the Gushesh or the panty dropper. This is truly my dream BMW, my dream car. Gotta be honest with you. And it even smells the way it used to smell. I remember my old BMWs to smell. So I'm looking forward to building this thing. But this is gonna be quite the project. I'm really looking forward to it. Any guys? Let's move on. So guys, now that you've seen some of the projects that we've got lined up, I now very unceremoniously reveal the ones that we've decided or chosen to do. It's not going to be one project, but 2 plural. It's these 2 Messerschmitts. I've got another video where I do some design work on what I wanted to do, and we've decided that we're going to restore one of these shells to look like the original. They had 3 variants, well, more than 3 variants, but there was a KR175, which was 175 cc's 2-stroke, and then a KR200, which is that one, and then there was a Tiger, a 4-wheel version of it. So we're going to make that the 3-wheeled version, the 200cc version, but I cannot seem to find a 200cc 2-stroke motor, but it only had 10 horsepower back in those days. So I've decided that we're going to use a scooter engine that's got 10 horsepower to drive that thing. What needs to be done on it is I need to build the drivetrain, and I'm also shorting those fenders on the side, those metal fenders. So I'm going to be making that on the English wheel, or attempting to do that. So I'm going to make a buck, and then I'm going to make the metal wheel arches. And then I want to build that one to look like original. I'm going to put a windscreen in there, and I'm going to make it a Phaeton, so it's only going to have a collapsible roof, but not side windows. And we're going to use that one at motor shows and so on to just drive around very nicely. Then I'm going to be building this one basically at the same time. One will probably be faster than the other one, but this one is going to be my version of what a modern Messerschmitt might look like. We've decided we're going to put a fast motor in here, something like, well, we really want to put in a 2-stroke 450cc motor in there, or maybe a 600cc bike engine, and it's going to be wider, it's going to be 4-wheeled, low profile wheels, low to the ground, and instead of making these arches out of metal, I'm going to make it out of carbon fiber, and at the back put a carbon fiber roof on this thing, a roll cage, 4-point harness, everything. So I'm basically gonna build a small little race car and then just stick these parts onto it so that it looks like a Messerschmitt. So that's gonna be the Messerschmitt, and this one is gonna be the Better Schmitt. So guys, I am looking forward to these projects. I'm just gonna clean up my workshop a little bit and finish up on another project that I'm working on. And then next week, I'm gonna be starting with these projects. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there. So please consider subscribing if you haven't yet, because I really do enjoy having you guys in my workshop once a week. So I'll see you next week. Cheers!